And so this is part 2 now, señoritas, of the past subjunctive. When or how to use the past subjunctive. So, señoritas, look at this statement right here. Usos del subjuntivo. The past subjunctive is used in the same context and situations as the present subjunctive and the present perfect subjunctive. In other words, you're going to use the 5 clauses. Those are the clauses that trigger the subjunctive. Will and influence, doubt, disbelief, denial, emotional states. They fell under the category of noun clauses. Then we had adverbial clauses after certain conjunctions like con tal de que, para que, and then adjective clauses. For example, do you remember? I'm looking for a car that works well, that runs well. That car may not exist. But the difference is that it generally describes actions that had already happened. So we're talking about the past. So look at the following examples. Notice how the first example here begins in the present. Esta noche el señor Maresca quiere que sus estudiantes estudien las formas del subjuntivo. See, present tense in the main clause, present subjunctive. But if I talked about it in the past, it would look, el señor Maresca quería que ellas estudiaran para la prueba de vocabulario. That's the only difference. We're talking about it in the past, so we're applying those 5 uses, but they're in the past. So the trigger verbs, doubt, disbelief, denial, will, influence, emotional states, adverbial clauses, adjective clauses. If those clauses are in the past, you need to use the past subjunctive. Este fin de semana es importante que Hannah haga la tarea. Present. Pero ayer era importante que Steph hiciera la tarea. Past. And a couple more examples for you, señoritas. Now this first sentence does not have a trigger verb. Please remember that whenever you use the verb creer in the main clause and it's affirmative, you're going to use the indicative in the subordinate clause. So, este fin de semana el señor Maresca cree que Paige viajará a California. This is future tense. Because this is affirmative, use the indicative. However, pero al fin de semana pasado, obviously the past, el señor Maresca no creía. So we have no creer, but it's in the past, no creía, que, so we need to use the subjunctive. Claudia viajará a California. Notice the difference. Viajará, future. Viajará, past subjunctive. Only because we're using no creía que. Take a look at this one. Hoy el señor Maresca le dice a Andrea que no vaya al cine. I'm telling Andrea not to go to the movies. That's the present. Here's the present subjunctive. Here's the verb that triggers. Whenever you tell somebody to do something, doesn't mean they're going to do it. Am I right? You know this already. But now let's talk about it in the past. Ayer el señor Maresca le dijo a Nadia que no fuera al cine. He told Nadia, don't go to the movies. So we have to use the past subjunctive because the main clause is in the past. And that's a clause that triggers the subjunctive. So note what I say here. The imperfect subjunctive or the past subjunctive, please remember that imperfect subjunctive is the past subjunctive, is used when the verb in the main clause is in a past tense. For example, the preterite, the imperfect, or the past perfect. It requires a subjunctive in the subordinate clause. Yo esperaba que mi novia no fuera al cine. I was hoping that my girlfriend did not go to the movies. Me pidieron, preterite here, que yo no llegara tarde. They asked me not to arrive late. That's the only way to say that in Español clase. Era bueno Que no lloviera mucho. It was good that it didn't rain much. Now take a look at these right here. Whoops. For some reason I repeated that last one right here, so I won't go through that. That was in the last one. But notice how I'm using all of the uses of the subjunctive. Pablo salió antes de que yo pudiera hablarle. Remember, antes de que. If we have that change in subject, then we're going to use the subjunctive. But because it's in the past, we have to use the past subjunctive. Mis amigos querían ir conmigo con tal de que. Remember that conjunction? Con tal de que yo pudiera manejar. And then we have an adjective clause. Take a look. Mi papá buscaba un carro que no costara mucho. He was looking for a car that did not cost much. So I think we covered almost all of the uses of the subjunctive, but in the past. If you have questions in clase, but I have one more slide to do. And let's talk about my favorite expression, ojalá, ojalá. Do you remember ojalá, señoritas? Ojalá que tenga tanto dinero como él. I hope I have as much money as he. But in the past subjunctive, you can use ojalá in the past subjunctive, but it changes the meaning of it. In the present, it means I hope that I hope that something may happen. But in the past subjunctive, or the imperfect subjunctive, remember the imperfect subjunctive is the past subjunctive, ojalá expresses an impossible or improbable wish. For example, ojalá yo tuviera tanto dinero como él. I wish I had as much money as he. I wish I had as much money as he. So we're going to practice a little bit with ojalá plus the past subjunctive. Remember, it expresses an impossible or improbable wish. Okay, nos vemos en clase. Gracias.